told your friend you're not okay, and tell me what's wrong and why you never said you felt that way. And guess you're trying to stay strong and fake a smile until I look away. But I've known you too long, it hurts to watch your blue eyes fade to gray as you fade away, as you fade away.
Yeah, I'm about to fade away, cause every time I wake up I feel like it's Monday. Something's going wrong with all the chemicals up in my brain. All of a sudden I don't look at anything the same way. Got a buildup of my thoughts sitting in an ashtray. I'm sorry that I'm so inconvenient, okay. Just let me be me and I'll stay out of your way. I can see the way you look at me, I'm such a disgrace. I never really asked to be brought into this place. You wanna love me? Well then baby I have a taste. All the highs and the lows, no you'll never be the same. I don't really wanna hurt you but I can't control the pain. If you're sticking by my side maybe we could be okay. Okay, maybe you could be the change I need today. I promise that I've never felt this way. I really hope that you will choose to stay through all the pain.
I know you told your friend you're not okay, and tell me what's wrong and why you never said you felt that way. And guess you're trying to stay strong and fake a smile until I look away. But I've known you too long, it hurts to watch your blue eyes fade to gray as you fade away, as you fade away, as you fade away.
All sports, all plays. All sports, all plays. All sports, all plays. 365, we making up plays. You talking the game, get you to the days. We're high in the court, the dime in the lane. Variety, topics, living the same. All presentation, sports information. In the airways, taking the nation. All sport, all plays, like working your faces. Grace at the field, so tie the laces. All sports, all plays.
This is that shit that you bump in the ride. Don't listen to lyrics, just fuck with the vibe. I can say anything you wouldn't mind. Like 10 pennies, I change up on a dime. I'm pretty diverse, got a good sense of just how much I'm worth. Just haven't been heard by that person preferred. This ought to do it, I need that referral. It's a cold world, I feel like Gucci go bird. Put on a sweatshirt like Earl. We fairly odd, our future is broad. PSG mob, ASAP, how we need all the guap. Got my dudes doing head nods. Yep. Anyone else is a deja vu of themselves. I can outdo myself on the next song. It cannot be done, you can ask my mom. I'm the prodigal son, I don't keep old flows, not one. I make a hit and run, stack my paper like a mailman truck. Because it's all about the funds now. My girls just wanna have fun now. They deserve to be so uptown. We came from living on the edge, it was rough around. So we run the town, little old me, just 100.
Welcome, Duval. Welcome to Jag Nation. I am Ray Cruz. I am your host tonight here on Jag Nation. On Sundays, you can catch us at 9:30 p.m. We'll do that. That's the game recap. That's the game breakdown of what happened in the game. Tonight is the breakdown of the Jacksonville Jaguars versus the Indianapolis Colts at Indianapolis on Sunday at 1 o'clock. The game will be on CBS. Let's go ahead and take care of some business here first. You can see it down here. It tells you where we're located, where we're under, where we're going at, and stuff like that. Welcome to the show. Welcome to Jag Nation, baby. The Jacksonville Jaguars only show here on the All Sports All Plays Network. We break it all down for you. We take you before the action of the games, and we come back to you on Sunday with the reaction of the game. So either win or lose on Sunday, we'll be here with it. We had our boys on earlier tonight. The Indianapolis Colts, the Horseshoe, with Chris and them, they do a good job on their show here. But we're going to bring you the Jacksonville Jaguars point of view of the game. They brought you the Indianapolis point of view. We're going to bring the Jaguars point of view and how we're going to break it down. And we're going to go over my key notes here in a few minutes and stuff like that. Let's talk about the here we go. Let's bring this up right quick here. You can support us. You can support the All Sports All Plays Network. If you like the contents here from like Jag Nation all the way down to Red Kingdom, all the way down to the Horseshoe Talk, all the way down to the All Sports All Plays Morning Show, to All Sports All Plays Afternoon Show, the Herd in the Huddle. We got the Jaw and Ballin', we got shows like that. We got Mike on the Mic. We got the Big Ten +4. We got those talk show. We got the College Breakdown show. We got the Touchdown Crew for your NFL pregame show. That comes on Saturdays at 10 a.m. Takes you up to kickoff. If you want to listen to the College Breakdown, that comes on at 9 o'clock in the morning. Me and Dre Montez will break down all the college football actions in the thing here on the All Sports All Plays Network. That's what's coming up this weekend. Let's continue on here. Like I said, if you want to send us stars, if you like these contents and stuff, you can send us stars. Help send stars, which is sending money to make more good content. So we got all that stuff going here for you today. So let's get down here. Let's talk about the first meeting of the Indianapolis Colts and the Jacksonville Jaguars. Jacksonville got off to a 7-0 start with a Christian Kirk 10-yard pass from Trevor Lawrence, and the extra point was kicked by Riley Patterson and make it 7-0 in the first quarter, 2 minutes and 21 seconds in the first quarter. Second quarter, come up the scoring drive with 7 minutes and 52 seconds. James Robinson, 37-yard, and Riley Patterson with the extra point. It makes it 14-0 at the 7-minute and 52 mark of the second quarter. Second quarter was added a minute and 43 in the second quarter. Riley Patterson added a 52-yard field goal to make it 17-0 at the half. At the third quarter was 17 seconds left in the third quarter. Christian Kirk caught a 5-yard pass from Trevor Lawrence, and Riley Patterson kicked it, makes it 24-0. And it also was the NFL first shutout of the season by the Jacksonville Jaguars. So, can the Jacksonville Jaguars repeat what they did against the Indianapolis Colts on Sunday? This has got it going up in Indianapolis. It's a different animal when you go up to Indianapolis. You're playing on their home turf. So we're going to see what's coming up there on this big show here today. Break it down here a little bit here. Let's look at the quarterback comparison. Matt Ryan for the Indianapolis Colts was 16 out of 30 for 195 yards, 3 touchdowns in that first meeting. Trevor Lawrence had a good game, 25 completions out of 30 attempts for 235 yards, 2 touchdowns. Jonathan Taylor had 9 carries, 54 yards. Remember, Jonathan Taylor was coming into this ball game coming off the big run of 160 yards, and he only had 9 carries to 54 yards against the Jacksonville Jaguars defense. The Jacksonville Jaguars defense was all over the place. James Robinson had 23 carries, 64 yards, 1 touchdown. Receiving yards, Austin Dunlin had five receptions for the Indianapolis Colts for 79 yards. Christian Kirk had 6 receptions for 78 yards and 2 touchdowns. So the Jaguars were very political in this game here. They won the game. Total yards, Indianapolis had 218 to 331 yards for the Jacksonville Jaguars. 3 turnovers. And this is what I was talking about. This is going to lead up to my key notes for this game today. My keynotes for this game today will be always win third down, win red zone, win penalties, win the turnover, and win the time of possession. If you can win all that, the Jacksonville Jaguars will win the game. They have proved it. They have beaten every single one of those in the 2 weeks when they beat the Indianapolis Colts and when they beat the San Diego Chargers. They have won all those. When the teams they lost to the Commanders and to the Texans last week did not win any single one of those. So if they can win the third down, red zone, penalties, and turnovers, and time of possession, and if Trevor Lawrence is good to go, and we got to have these stupid mistakes, penalties of, Trevor Walker slamming somebody to the ground for the personal foul that really, really, really hurt us on that one, on that thing. So we're going to keep on going here. And for the this game. So that's the keynotes for the game. And in this ball game right here, let's take it to the team stats. I'm going to show you something about this ball game right here. Let's take it to the team stats right here. Look at this. On first down, winning third down efficiency against the Indianapolis Colts, they were 6 out of 15. And 2 out of 3 in fourth down conversion. That is outstanding by the Jacksonville Jaguars. They dominated the third down and fourth down conversion to the Indianapolis Colts 2 out of 10 with 0-2 on fourth down. So they really, 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 really took care of that time and possession. We want to talk about the red zone. Jacksonville Jaguars was 2 out of 2 in the red zone. 2 out of 2, 0-2. They took care of the red zone. So check that. Penalties. Jacksonville only had 3 penalties for 19 yards, 5 penalties for 30 yards for the Indianapolis Colts on the first meeting. Check that. That's the penalties. We won that. Oh, look at the turnovers. Hey, put a check mark by that because Jacksonville Jaguars had 0 turnovers. The Indianapolis Colts had 3 the first meeting. Now, the big last key. Boom, put a check by that. Look at that. All 5 checks in this first game. They beat the Indianapolis Colts in time of possession 38 minutes and 15 seconds at 21:45 by the Indianapolis Colts. So you can see that. You can see that time of possession. Now this is a different animal. We're going to go ahead and break that down here. We talked about that. We talked about the good games that people had in this ball game. But that was the first meeting. Now we're going to go times out all the way over now to the next meeting here. Jacksonville Jaguars points per game is averaging 22.2 a game, but last week they had only 6 points. Indianapolis Colts had 12 points, but they're averaging 13 points, 0.8, but they only gave up 9 points to the Denver Broncos. Points per allowed. Jacksonville's only allowing 16 points per game to 18.8 for the Indianapolis Colts defense. Total yards, Indianapolis Colts passing yard was 275.2. Jacksonville is 246.4 per game. Rushing yards, the Jacksonville Jaguars leads that 115.4 to 91.4. So you can see the running game by the Jacksonville Jaguars is more important than what the Indianapolis Colts has done. But you also got to remember Jonathan Taylor's injured. Okay, is he going to play? We don't know. We would probably be a game time decision before that. But the defense for the Jacksonville Jaguars is giving up 229 yards, 0.8 to 229.6 by the Indianapolis Colts. So if you're looking for defense, rushing yards, Jacksonville is only giving up 98.2 to 96.6 there. Jacksonville Jaguars are coming in off a 2-game losing streak. Lost to Philadelphia 29-21 and lost to Houston 13-6. Jacksonville Jaguars have been in every game they have played. The first game meeting against the Commanders, they won 28. They lost 28-22. Came back to beat Indianapolis Colts 24-0. Came back to beat the Los Angeles Chargers 38-10, lost to the Eagles 29-21, and lost to Houston 13-6. So that is your little bit of a recap of the last 5 games so far this season here for the Jacksonville Jaguars. If you're looking at this game, there's 42 points is over and under. If you want to take the 42 and under, go ahead. It might be that. You want to take the 42 points and over, hey, it could very well be that too. Or you just stay at go under and hopefully that we can maintain the 24-0 lead, not letting the Indianapolis Colts team score. If you look at this team rankings, the Colts are ranked at 23.5 and the Jaguars come in at 20.8. If anybody wants to know about the matchup predictor that's according to the ESPN analytics, it is 59.2% for Jacksonville Jaguars. The Colts is 40.3. But you got to look at this game here as a little bit of a different realm. The Jacksonville Jaguars defense is very fast. Fast defense. Fast. And you got to think about a statue back there in Matt Ryan. If he cannot move out of that pocket, if he's a standing statue once again, you see time and time again that the Jacksonville Jaguar defense was putting pressure on Matt Ryan that first game all game long. How does Indianapolis Colts do that? They got to find a way to maintain the blitz, maintain the pocket integrity. You cannot let the Jacksonville Jaguars come in there and penetrate in there and get into the backfield. Something about the Indianapolis Colts that the Jacksonville Jaguars don't have the same problem that the Indianapolis Colts has coming to Jacksonville. Colts has not won in Jacksonville in 8 years. Proved that point to the first meeting. Now the game goes up to Indianapolis. The Jacksonville Jaguars does not have that problem winning in Indianapolis. The Jacksonville Jaguars can win up in Indianapolis. There's no mystique of that. What team will show up? Will be the team that shows up. Will be the team that played against the Indianapolis Colts in week 2. Week 2. Is that the team that Jacksonville Jaguars coming in? Is that going to be the Trevor Lawrence? Is Trevor Lawrence will feel comfortable against the Indianapolis Colts because he knew he beat them the first meeting? So it's all about the concept of this. We have to take this game on Sunday. We gave up on our home games. When you give up one of your home games, you have to go on the road the next week and try to pick that road game back up by winning a road game. This will be a significant win for the Jacksonville Jaguars because it's inside their division, the AFC South. They have to keep running tabs on the Tennessee Titans. They cannot fall behind. But we also know where the Jaguars' mind is. When they have when they have now lost 2 in a row, they have that set in their minds. How does Doug Peterson take that out? How does he alleviate the mistakes? Can Trevor Lawrence learn from his mistakes he has made the last 2 weeks? That is turnovers. We cannot have no turnovers by Trevor Lawrence. We cannot have no fumbles by Trevor Lawrence. We can't have no interception by Trevor Lawrence in this ball game. How do you avoid for him not turning it over? You start him out quickly. You start him out with some screen passes. You start some short passes. Get his confidence back up completion-wise. You have to not try to have him go out there and go deep. You cannot have him go out there and go deep. I repeat, you cannot have him go out there and go deep first play of the game or any time until he gets his confidence back. How you get his confidence back? You go out there, you make your 5 yards ins and outs. You run your crossing patterns. You run your, you're running back your screens, your wide receiver screens a little bit. When he sees the completion, he knows he's ready. Then you move it out 10 to 15 more yards and say, hey, look, let's play these kind of type of games. We need to get back to driving the football. Jacksonville Jaguars can drive the football down the field and put it down your throats, but they got to get better in the red zone. Last week against Houston, the red zone efficiency was terrible. Terrible. They have to get better decision in that red zone. We have to get better in the red zone offense. We try to tell you that. We have to get better on the ends, the thing. I mean, you got to look at the variables. You got to look at the entities here on this type of game plan. How can the Jacksonville Jaguars get better and make Trevor Lawrence not feel antsy in the way of getting into the pocket, the way they need to figure it out? How can they do that? I told you, simple ways you do. Simple ways you do. Simple 3 things you do here. 3 things. You run some screens. You run some quick outs, some quick ins. 5 yards. He completes those, a couple of those in there. Then you move it out to 10 to 15 more yards. Get his confidence there. Then you try some trajectories over the top. Christian Kirk has to be involved in this ball game. Zay Jones is questionable with ankle. Played great last week. Made some good plays last week. He has to keep it going. When Zay Jones is out there, the Jaguars are a different beast. They showed it the 2 weeks that they beat the Colts and the Chargers. Zay Jones was there. They got to get Ingram involved more. They got to get the tight ends involved. They started doing that in Texas and then they went away with it. Travis Etienne missed a 5-yard pass, a curl pass, went in his arms. The receivers missed that last week. It was like 3 or 4 passes that would drop out of the receivers could have been caught. It wasn't all Trevor Lawrence's fault in that ball game last week, like everybody thinks it was. Trevor Lawrence is one of the issues of the cogs. The receiving corps dropped plenty of passes that could have helped him. Trevon Walker made a mistake on the 3rd and 20. That would have been all sides on there. Would have been 3rd and 15, but he went on here and slammed the quarterback, so it made an automatic first down. Guess what happened on the next play? The defense missed 7 tackles on Pierce of the Houston Texans on that drive. They took them all the way to the 1 to where they only scored their only touchdown in that game. Tackling has got to get better by the defense. Tackling has got to get better. More pressure on the quarterbacks. Hope they sit Trevor Lawrence in the thing, because you know teams now are going to see what happens, and they're going to try to mirror that same thing that Tampa 2 with everybody on the weak side looking back at the quarterback's eyes. He's got to manipulate the pocket. He's got to look at other receivers. Knowing what his primary receiver is, you look the opposite direction a few times and get the team flowing that way, and then you pop it back to your main target if he's open. You have to get back to winning football games. And how you do that? You play the Indianapolis Colts, you play your effective game, and you play it like you did in week 2. Simple. Long drives. Ending with touchdowns. They did that week 2. Defense, blitzing. Putting pressure on the statue quarterback back there, Matt Ryan. Simple. Stay in your gap to integrity. You stop the run, you make them one-dimensional like they did in week 2. Get the losing out of your head, Jaguars. You got to get the losing out. You got to become a winning franchise. You got to become a winning team. And how you do that is how you prepare for this game this week. You got to prepare. You got to prepare. You got to prepare. You got to prepare yourself for the games this week. Mentally, you got to get in these games. You got to look at the game film and see what mistakes are. You got to correct the mistakes. Period. This is a game of football. This is a game where you got to react. You got to play your game. The attacks, the momentum, they switch. You got to get the momentum back because right now you have no momentum going into this ball game. In the last two games, Trevor Lawrence had 7 turnovers the last 2 games. Unacceptable. Unacceptable. How do you alleviate the turnovers? Ball security. At first time when you run, you got to have ball security at all times. Not running it out there and holding it like a meatloaf so they can knock it out of your hand. Or your legs actually knock it out like you did in Philly on that 4th and 3. There wasn't nobody knocking that ball out. You knocked it out with your legs. Because you're carrying it like a little meatloaf. You got to stop that. You got to play winning football. And I understand you're coming from the mentality of the losing since 2018. The last time we had a winning season was 2017. We went to the AFC Championship. We now have to continue to try to get the winning momentum of this year. We can win the AFC South. We got to get back to playing winning football. And that starts on Sunday at 1 o'clock at Indianapolis. We got to win the third down. We got to win third down, red zone, penalties, turnovers, and time of possession. We win all of those like we did week 2. We win the football game. Cut out the minimum mistakes. Cut out the penalties. We need to play Jacksonville Jaguars winning football like we did the 2 weeks that we won. Not the 2 weeks that we lost. Cut out the turnovers. If I was Doug Peterson, I would go back and show him what you did in week 2 against the Indianapolis Colts and film day. That might put winning in your minds, not the losing. You take care of the game film on Monday for that last week. If I was Doug Peterson on the plane going to Indianapolis, I will film up everybody's freaking iPad or Surface and put that game film in there and say, hey, look, y'all watch this is how y'all played against Indianapolis Colts. Get the winning minds in your mentality. That's what I would do. You want to play your music? Play your music. But while you're playing your music, you watch the film. Get your mindset right. Step up the plane in Indianapolis, meaning business. Make the Colts fans boo you out of the stadium because you won the game. You got to play winning football. You got to play winning football. Winning football is winning football. You got to play winning football. I'm sorry, but you have to play winning football. You got to play that. The open line right now, Colts by 2.5, according to ESPN on the open lines. The Jacksonville Jaguars come in at 2-3. The Indianapolis Colts come in at 2-1. They play Sunday at 1 o'clock Eastern Standard Time at CBS. Open line, Colts by 2.5 against the spread. Jaguars are 2-3. Colts are 2-3 so far. Colts leads this all-time leading series of the 26-17. Jaguars beat the Colts 24-0 on September 18th in Jacksonville. Last week, Jaguars lost to the Titans 13-6. Colts beat the Broncos 12-9 in overtime. Jaguars offense is ranked 13th overall, 16th in rushing, 16th in passing, and 15th in scoring. Jacksonville defense ranks number 9 overall, 6th in rushing, 14 tied 14 with passing, and 4th in scoring defense. Colts offense overall is 24th ranked. Rushing is 26, passes 14, the scoring is 32. Colts defense is number 8 overall, ranked 4th in rushing, 16th in passing, and 10 in scoring. Turnover deficiency, Jaguar is plus 1. Colts are -6. Key players to watch for this game is Christian Kirk, coming off a one-catch game, looks to get back in his early season ways. Kirk caught 18 passes for 267 yards, 3 TDs in the first 3 games. He has 3 receptions for 71 yards in the past 2 outings. Colts player to watch is left tackle Bernard Raymond. The rookie struggled early in his start debut last Thursday, but Indy believes his third-round pick is left tackle of the future and now the present. Raymond played a cleaner second half at Denver after being flagged for 3 times for holding and 4 times for overall in the first 2 quarters. Indy needs him to see more improvement this week. What is the key matchup for this week? Jacksonville Jaguar run defense versus Indy run defense. When the Jaguars pulled out to a large early lead last month, they essentially forced the Colts to become one-dimensional. With the defending NFL rusher Jonathan Taylor's ankle, and his backup Nyheim Hines in a concussion protocol, both on the injury report. If it happens again, the Jags could have the upper hand. We're going to go ahead and take this. We're going to go ahead and take a commercial break. We'll be right back. We're going to come back and we're going to talk about some of the key injuries for the Jacksonville Jaguars and the Indianapolis Colts. And then we're going to continue on with some game notes. And we'll look at some stat stuffers here coming to you. You're listening to the Jags Nation for the Jacksonville Jaguars versus the Indianapolis Colts on Sunday at 1 o'clock Eastern Standard Time on CBS. We'll be right back after these messages.
All sports, all plays. All sports, all plays. All sports, all plays. 365, we're making a plays. We're talking the game, get you through the days. We're high in the court, the dime in the lane. Variety, topics, living the same. All presentation, sports information. In the airways, taking the nation. All sport, all plays, like working your faces. Grace at the field, so tie the laces. All sports, all plays. All sports, all plays. Network. We on top of our game. All sports, all plays. All sports, all plays.
What did you say?
I said Kobe Bean Bryant has been overrated ever since he passed away.
Now, I'd say they could lose about 4, but I don't see them losing 5. You know what I mean?
All sports, all plays. All sports, all plays. All sports, all plays.
This is the Fox D Streaming Network. Register to come on our channel at foxdnetwork.com.
Welcome back to Jag Nation. I am Ray Cruz. I am your host for the night. Go Duval! So, we're going to continue right on. I told you we're going to look at some key injuries here today. For the Sunday's game, Jacksonville will be without left tackle Ben Barch, his knee, the backup linebacker Kevon Kason, knee. Birch is out for the season. Kason expected to return later in the year. Defensive tackle Foley Fuskaski, quadriceps. Defensive tackle Devon Hamilton, foot. Wide receiver Say Jones' ankle. And linebacker Foy Alcun calf. We're limited in practice Wednesday, but expected to play. Indianapolis will be without wide receiver Austin Dillon. Foot, probably 3-time Pro Bowl linebacker Shaquille Leonard. Concussion, Frederick nose. Defensive end Kidiwe Pay. Ankle also may sit out. Pay is a Pro Bowl center. Pay and Pro Bowl center Ryan Kelly hip did not practice Wednesday. Running back Naeem Hughes and defensive line Tyquik Lewis both are limited Wednesday as they worked their way through the concussion protocol. Starting safety Jalen Blackman ankle also has returned to practice in limited capacity. Jacksonville has won the 4 of the past 6 in this series, but has lost each of the past 2 in seasons in Indy. The Jaguars are seeking their 3rd season sweep against the Colts. Jacksonville Jaguars won both matchups in 2011 and 2017. These teams have the longest division title droughts in the AFC South. Jacksonville's only won championship in 2017. Indy has won a division crown in 2014 after winning 9 between 2003 and 14. Stat stuffer Jacksonville Jaguars posted the NFL's first shutout of the season with a 24-0 victory over the Indianapolis. Let's keep bringing that into the Colts' mind. If the Colts people are watching this, and if somehow their team is watching this, let's keep putting that down in their mind. They haven't scored against the Jacksonville Jaguars in week 2. Running back Travis Etienne had his first best 114 yards from scrimmage and averaged 7.1 yards per carry in the season's first meeting with the Indianapolis Colts. Trevor Lawrence has more completions, 472 yards passing, 4,873 than any quarterback drafted in 2021, but has thrown 3 interceptions and fumbled 4 times over the past 2 weeks. Turnovers. Wide receiver Christian Kirk has 5 receptions, at least 25 yards this year. Tied first in the NFL. Jags linebacker Devin Lloyd leads all rookies in tackles with 49. Jacksonville coach Doug Peterson and Colts coach Frank Wright won a Super Bowl together with the Philadelphia Eagles following the 2017 season. The Colts have not topped the 20-point mark or held a halftime lead in 7 consecutive games going back to last Christmas. Quarterback Matt Ryan has been sacked 21 times this year, tied for number 1 in the league with Matthew Stafford with his 11 fumbles, are 1 short of the single-season career high. Ryan needs 251 yards to move past Dan Marino with 61,361 yards for 7th in the NFL history. Rookie wide receiver Alex Pierce has 15 receptions and ties Hall of Famer Marvin Harris for the most catch in franchise history through 4 games. Indy defense has 416 3-and-outs and allow only 19 rushing plays of 10 or more. Both are tied for 2nd in the league, and kicker Chase McLaughlin was this week's AFC Special Team Player of the Week, making 4 field goals and according for all Indy's points in the last week win against Denver. That's some interesting tidbits there. You want to look at some interesting storylines, interesting tidbits. If you're looking at some fantasy and what could be a low-scoring game with the status of some key offensive players in doubt, choosing either a defense makes sense, the safety's offense play might be the enemy. ETN most versatile could provide essential against any stout defense. So that's some keys that we got to look at here today in this game. We need to win these key notes here. We need to win these things. We got to win these. These are where we got to win. 3rd down efficiency, red zone, penalties, turnovers, and possessions. We got to win these games. We got to win these type of games. We got to win it. It's no simpler than that. We got to win this game. We have to win these games. Travis Etienne's got to be a big factor. James Robinson's definitely got to be a big factor in this game. We got to get a running game going. We can't be relying on Trevor Lawrence to pass 30 or 40 times a game. We got to get James Robinson back over 100 yards rushing. We got to get Travis Etienne matching that. We got to get it back to the days of Fred Taylor and Maurice Jones-Drew. Double trouble. We got to get a running game like that type. To make teams have to respect our running game. That will open up for Trevor Lawrence a little bit more. That Trevor Lawrence had to these very tight coverage he's got to throw in. We cannot be one-dimensional team. We have to be a two-dimensional team. They have to make sure they can honor the run. If Trevor Lawrence needs to help out in the run, help out in the run. Boo, use your legs. Not all the time, but efficiently move your legs. Then they got to respect him for his rushing. That opens up the pass. You cannot sell out all out on the blitz. You cannot sell out all on the blitz for the Colts if you can get Trevor Lawrence on the running attack a little bit. Trevor Lawrence has to make sure that he manipulates that pocket. Like I said, manipulation. That means he knows who he's throwing to, but you got to look the opposite direction before you can throw it to the guy. If you can look some people, if you look like you're throwing it over to the other side, half the time these people you can probably come back and he might be open. He's got to learn that. He's young. He's only his second year, but really his first year under a true offensive coordinator and under a true NFL coach. People really don't realize that Trevor Lawrence played under a college coach, a college system type deal, and was not very effective to teach him what the NFL game is. Doug Peterson had to come in here and revamp him to tell him, hey, this is not college football. You got to manipulate the pocket. You got to manipulate the throws. You got tight windows. To get that tight window open, you got to manipulate them. You got to move them with your eyes. You cannot sit there and pound your eyes on somebody. They know the ball is going this way because you sit there and look at them. You look. You move your eyes over to this direction. You move it this direction. If you got time, you come back to your main target. Or you move it over here and then tweak it right back to him. You might be open. You got to manipulate the pocket. You got to manipulate the throws. You got to manipulate everything that you do in the NFL. You're playing against grown men, not college boys anymore. You're playing against people that have been in the league 3 to 5 to 10, 15-year vets. Playing them corner position. They know their game. They disguise the defense on you. You got to know the decision. You got to know everything that goes on in football as a quarterback. You got to watch game film. And if you don't watch game film, you're going to get lost out there. You're going to get lost out there. The key to this game today, the key to this game on Sunday at 1 o'clock at Indianapolis, at the Colts, at Lucas Oil Stadium, you got to come in and dominate the game. Dominate the game. You got to dominate. You got to keep your focus. You got to come in there and you got to say, hey, I'm coming in here. I'm going to stop a mud hole in you. I'm going to dominate my guy. The center's got to dominate his guy. The guard's got to dominate his guy. The tackle's got to dominate his guy. The wide receivers got to dominate their corners. Not let the corner dictate them. Not let the defense dictate you. You got to win the line of scrimmage. You got to come off and fire off that ball. Do I need to say it again? You got to come in and fire off the ball. That's what you got to do. You got to be very passionate about it. You see how passionate I'm about this game? They got to be passionate about this game. They got to bring the intensity. They're on the road. They got to manufacture their own intensity. They don't have a crowd behind them. They're going to get booed. On the road, you got to manufacture your intensity. How you manufacture your intensity? You come off and you fire off the ball. You hit them in the guts. Dominate them. We're going to take another break here on the Jag Nation. I am Ray Cruz. We're going to take one more little break here, and then we'll come back and finish up the conclusion and wrap it up here on Jag Nation. And the Jacksonville Jaguars goes to Indianapolis, plays the Indianapolis Colts at Lucas Oil Stadium at 1 o'clock p.m. Eastern Standard Time on CBS. I am Ray Cruz, and this is Jag Nation. We'll be right back.
All sports, all plays. All sports, all plays. All sports, all plays. 365, we're making up plays. We're talking the game, get you through the days. We're high in the court, the dime in the lane. Variety, topics, living the same. All presentation, sports information. In the airways, taking the nation. All sport, all plays, like working your faces. Grace at the field, so tie the laces. All sports, all plays. All sports, all plays. Network. We on top of our game. All sports, all plays. All sports, all plays.
What did you say?
I said Kobe Bean Bryant has been overrated ever since he passed away.
Now, I'd say they could lose about 4, but I don't see them losing 5. You know what I mean?
All sports, all plays. All sports, all plays. All sports, all plays.
This is the Fox D Streaming Network. Register to come on our channel at foxdnetwork.com.
Welcome back to Jag Nation. I am Ray Cruz. This is the All Sports All Place Network. Duval. All right, let's keep on going here. Let's keep on doing some stuff here. Let's talk about an interesting thing. I went through the internet type deal and came up with some good things off the Jaguars website here, JaguarsUSAtoday.com. I came up with some here. I'm going to give a little bit of props here for them. James Robinson player props, odds, tips, and betting trends for week 6 of the Jaguars thing. Let's look at it here. Jacksonville Jaguar, we told the matchup is at 1 p.m. on October 16, 2002. Russian prop is over 40 plus 40.1. That's a plus 110. Receiving prop is over 10.5 minus 120. Robinson rush stats. Robinson rushing over or under Sunday is set at 40.5. That's 16.7 fewer yards than his season average of 57.2. These are all props. If you want to look at some betting on the Jacksonville Jaguars and the Indianapolis Colts games here, Robinson has outpaced his rushing yards prop bet total 2 times in the 4 opportunities this year. Robinson has scored a rushing touchdown in 3 games this year. The 216 passing yard by the Colts gives up per game makes them the NFL 16th ranked pass defense. So that's some key tidbits. Even Ingram is the player prop odd tips betting trends for week 6 for the Jacksonville Jaguars. You can look at this for Sunday's game kickoff at 1 p.m. on CBS. That's a few things there. He's also went out and said that that the Jacksonville Jaguars' 3 losses have come up. This is according to an article here on the Jag thing, that the Jacksonville Jaguars are, according to the stats, a much better football team than the 2-3 record reflects. According to the running back James Robinson, no team has really beaten the Jaguars so far this season. We really hurt ourselves. I mean, I feel like the games that we did lose, we beat ourselves. That's according to Robinson told Maya O'Brien of 1010XL on Thursday. We don't think anyone came out and straight out beat us. That's the biggest thing for us. Just not beat ourselves and do our jobs the right way. He hit it on the point. He hit that on the point. That is on point right there. James Robinson told 1010XL Maya O'Brien that we don't think anyone came out and straight out beat us. That's the biggest thing for us. Just not beat ourselves, do our job the right way. Jaguars is 22-14 in the fourth quarter of Week 1 game against the Washington Commanders before allowing 2 touchdowns in 10 minutes and to lose 28-22. Robinson's 24 starts this season with 230 yards and 4 total touchdowns through his first 3 games, but was given only 18 carries in the next 2 weeks. That has to get over 20 carries a game. Give Robinson the ball. Offensive line, fire off the ball. Get him started. You get the running game started, it will help out Trevor Lawrence tremendously. It will help us out to where we can go play action pass for big plays. ETN has to get going. They got to get him more involved too. We need a pure thunder and lightning type to atmosphere with the running backs. Christian Kirk has to get back to Christian Kirk's way of playing football. That is getting him down the field. He's our speedster. Say Jones got to keep continuing what he's doing. Marvin Jones got to keep adding on a little bit of possessions to keep moving the chains. We need to keep going back to these drives. We need to have drives down the field. When the Jaguars drive down the field and get a touchdown off the end of the drives, we have won 2 games this season by doing that. Another thing Doug Peterson could do, too, is go back and look at all the long drives we had that ended in touchdowns. That could give your team some momentum on the way there. Make them feel comfortable saying, hey, I see what we did. Let's go back out and do what we did those 2 weeks that we won. Not the 2 weeks that we lost. We don't know if Trevor Lawrence's confidence shot after there's 7 turnovers. We don't know. But I'm going to leave you with these notes right now here on Jags Nation here. Put these down, write them down. And when you watch these games, watch this game on Sunday at 1 o'clock. Watch the stats. Go to Gamecast. Go to a Gamecast. Watch the third down efficiencies. Watch the red zone. Watch the penalties. Watch the turnover. Watch possessions. If we can win those 5 things, we have won the game. We have proved it. The 2 wins we did this year. The 3 games that we lost, we did not win a single one of those. We must win those. I am Ray Cruz. This is Jag Nation. We'll be back on Sunday at 9:30 p.m. with the reaction of the Indianapolis Colts and the Jacksonville Jaguars game out in Indianapolis. Hopefully it will be a victory show, not a losing show like we had the last 2 weeks. Thanks for joining me. And I want to leave you with this one little note.
Whole sports all plays. Whole sports all plays. Whole sports all plays. 365, we making up plays. You talking the game, get you through the days. We're high in the court, the dime in the lane. Variety topics, living the same. All presentation, sports information. Hitting the airways, taking the nation. All sport, all plays, they working your faces. Grace at the field, so tie the laces. All sports, all plays.